Chapter 269. Eileen scoffed. She hurled her swords outwards, and they flew through the air towards Sulin. Sulin let out a dull giggle. The blood sword in her grasp spun in a circle, forming an energy shield that knocked Eileen's swords away at once. Eileen's spirit energy exploded then, and she put her palms together, soaring double. The swords seemed to whip back under Eileen's command, attacking Sulin from multiple angles at the speed of light. Sulin let out a howl, oblivious to the attack as she launched an attack in Eileen's direction. Eileen was unable to move because she was casting the soaring double, and Sulin's attack was about to hit her. Just then, Eileen cried out, "Shield!" The spirit armor on her body grew, forming a gigantic body of armor around 3 meters tall that protected her in the center. Sulin's attack let out a deafening sound as it collided with the armor. The armor glowed with spirit energy as it deflected Sulin's attack. Eileen's 2 swords were still at work, attacking Sulin. A sanctuary-level cultivator was not to be underestimated. Even Sulin, in her demon form, did not dare let Eileen's swords touch her body. All Sulin could do was deflect and attack when she had the opportunity. At the same time, Constantine's holy light finally struck Sulin. The energy from the Church of the Holy Illuminati was naturally repellent against all forces and beings of evil. However, Sulin's powers had surpassed Constantine's. A blood shield appeared right before she was struck, absorbing the blow. Nevertheless, Constantine himself was also a sanctuary-level cultivator and was incredibly powerful. Under the protection of the holy light, his body lit up with spirit energy as ray after ray of holy light struck Sulin hard, and gave her no choice but to use up a great deal of energy to deal with his attacks. In the end, however, Sulin still proved to be superior. Both Eileen and Constantine had joined forces against her and were only able to fight her on equal ground. Wilbur watched the battle while he fought off the Blood Wolves. The battle looked like a draw now, but Sulin seemed to have an endless supply of energy. If this dragged on, the 3 of them would end up losing to her for sure. Wilbur turned his attention to the Blood Lake. He noticed that a bloody fog was starting to rise from the surface of the lake. The fog rose up to mid-air before blending into the barrier from the Sea of Blood. The Sea of Blood would feed this new energy back into Sulin, making her spirit energy remain at peak condition at all times. It could be said that as long as the Blood Lake was not drained, Sulin's energy would never run out. The 3 cultivators' spirit energy, however, had no way of recharging. It would not be long before they ended up losing. The Blood Lake was Sulin's source of energy, and this was her territory. That was probably why she had lured the 3 of them here. But the Blood Lake was quite vast, and the blood in it had barely been depleted since the beginning of the battle. It seemed like Sulin's energy was practically infinite. Wilbur swung his blood cleaver and another few more blood wolves were slaughtered, their blood seeping into the ground and returning to the Blood Lake. That was not going to cut it. Wilbur frowned as he began to think of a new strategy.